All right. All right. Good morning. Today is uh, Friday, February the 9th. So as usual, looking over analysis for US 30, gold and EU. Um, so US 30 bullish, gold bullish, EU bearish, the US dollar bullish. That's the daily bias. Looking at this, so US 30, we just hit a new all-time high. And you can see this rejection back down to the downside. So one thing I'm doing, I'm not marking up the double SAR zones as much anymore on the charts because sometimes it becomes too cluttered. So for example, like EU here, like if I were to mark up all these zones, it would make the chart a bit more cluttered. So here it's just a matter of looking at, so for example, here you can see we do have this double SAR zone. So this is just a matter of knowing that this is a double SAR zone without having to mark it up. So in this instance, what I would be looking for here, and given that today is Friday, so one thing that I'll be doing for Fridays is using half the risk instead of using the normal risk because Fridays do open up a lot of opportunities for manipulation. So here, this is a possible test and rejection entry. And this is on the left is a 15-minute time frame, right is 30-minute time frame. So here, this is test and rejection, possible test and rejection. But we have to wait for this 15-minute candle to close. For this 30-minute, there's nothing. Let me see where this is. Uh, this is below, so this is not like a test and rejection. So here we have to wait for this to close in the next 7 minutes. And then the next one is gold. So gold daily bias is still bullish, but we really don't have any possible setup here just as of yet. Possibly going to get one on the 30-minute time frame, but nothing yet. So no momentum entries on US 30, no momentum entries on gold. EU, I'm not going to be trading a lot of EU as much. In any case, I'll probably just be doing the momentum entries on EU and not the SAR entries. EU moves a little bit too slow for my liking, so I'll probably not be trading EU as much, probably, especially in the 15 and 30-minute time frames. But even here, there's nothing I can see for EU on the 15-minute and 30-minute time frame. For the hourly time frames for all these instruments, there's nothing that I can see. For the 4 hour time frame, I don't see anything. So nothing on the hourly, nothing on the 4 hour time frames for today. So here, let's see how this closes. But yeah, for this one, I'll be using half the risk. So actually, let me adjust my risk for today. Especially given that so far, I mean, this week we've had two losses. Wednesday we didn't have a live session, but I traded on my own and I had a win. So for me, I'm actually uh break even for the week. So let's see how this candle closes here. But on a more so uh, to Hmm. Looks like E8 also is moving away from MT4 and MT5 accounts. That's something. Yeah, so if this trade does not validate, I don't think there's any need of being on the live session for much longer, but we'll see how this trade goes, because that's the only trade that I do see uh working or going through today. So let me see. What's half of 0.75 is 0.375 risk, I think. Yeah, 0.375. So as much as I'm expecting US 30 to drop, I don't think they would drop it today, probably on Monday or Tuesday, because I still do expect US 30 to drop. On Fridays, normally it's the opposite of what you would expect to happen. So for me, I do expect US 30 to keep dropping, but I don't think this is the day that they would um, keep dropping it. I mean, of course, it can keep dropping, but I would expect them to bring it all the way back up, and then maybe on Sunday, on Monday or Tuesday, have them drop it. But let's see how this works, or how this goes through. Let's see here for gold, nothing. Gold will probably do a break and continuation entry, but I don't see anything here. Let's see. So 3 more minutes before this candle closes. If this candle closes below this double SAR zone, then I don't think I'll hang on for the live session. That will probably be the end of the live session, because I don't see any other entries. Because if this does close below, yes, we can still get a similar entry around 38,694, but that would then have to be like a break and continuation entry, which we would have to wait for like another 30 or so minutes. Let's see. I don't know if I started the YouTube live stream. I forget. And I know on Fridays we don't have as many people. Hey, Livy, what's good? Let's see, 2 minutes. All right, let's see. All right, 1.5 minutes. Yes. All right, so if you do take this trade with me, use half risk. So the risk that I normally count, or that I normally record here is 0.75% risk per trade. Personally, I do 1%. So even for me today, I'm doing 0.5, especially on Fridays. I also want to move away from trading Fridays. So even for me, I'm doing 0.5 risk, 0.5% risk per trade. So for you guys, do 0.375 if you do decide to take it. So this would be 50 points stop loss, 100 points TP with break even set once you achieve a 1:1 risk to reward. But this has to close above here. So 30 more seconds. Nothing for gold, nothing for EU. All right, yeah. So for me today, probably US 30 Gold can rebound off of this SAR area, but that will probably be later. 6 seconds. Also here we do have this is a previous momentum signal that wasn't mitigated. So this would be a nice, unfortunately, this did not close above. Okay, so this is still, this zone is still a critical zone, but here, this moves from a possible test and rejection area. So at this point, you go ahead and delete that because what we would have wanted to see would be this 15-minute candle closing above this double SAR region. So if you just joined in, I stopped marking up these zones because sometimes the charts just become too cluttered. But that's the double SAR zone that's right here. So would have wanted this candle to close above there in order to enter the trade. But at this point, you go ahead and delete it. And now you wait for a new trade. So US 30 can keep dropping. Personally, I'm still stacking up sells on US 30. I do have a sell that's all the way up here, but I'm doing like small lot trades. And for that one, I told you guys beginning of last or towards the end of last year. So I'm looking to cash out between 5K to 10K in about 2 months. So those small lot trades are more of a swing trade. And if you do look at US 30 on the hourly time frame, we did have a squeeze. So US 30 had come to this zone, rejected back down, came back up, rejected back. So here you did expect some sort of squeeze. And I do consider this a stop raid or stop hunting because, of course, you did have a lot of people when an instrument achieves an all-time high, you do have a lot of people putting. So for example, I can see people who had their stop losses above this zone, right? So this is what brought up all this liquidity for this stop hunting. So even for me with my, what is it? I think I have the account I'm doing small lot trades is a 200K account. So, and I do have like an equity stop of 3%. So even for me, I'm getting a bit too much in drawdown. Because I think so far when US 30 was above here, my drawdown was 2%, so that was 4 grand. My stop out is 6 grand, so I do still have some leeway, even though US 30 decides to go above here. But I'm just hoping that this possibly will be the current high so far, and it should start coming back down. So yeah, so here, unless we wait for maybe like a break and continuation entry, I really don't see any other need. Possibly gold. I can stay on for till about 10 to 10:15 a.m. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, but I don't see any other trades to take for now. Let me see this forecast for US 30.
I'm in a GU buy. It's a 15-minute entry on double SAR.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad I waited till after New York because it blew through it, blew up
Mm-hmm.
and came all the way back down and directly retested the SAR.
Oh, gee. Well, you say 15 minutes?
Yeah.
So I come here. Da, 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 da. Green.
I almost fumbled in early, but I didn't.
Okay. Oh, this one, is it based off of this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanna
When it
I
came all the way back down to after 9:30, when it came back down with that last candle,
mhm.
but when that blew back up,
Oh,
I
I
jumped
see
in.
that. Yeah. There was a nice, also like this morning, there was a nice gold trade right here. This test and rejection entry that's right here. These two candles. It's only because I don't like trading before New York Open, but this was a
Yeah, I'm trying to
nice.
get out of that bad habit too.
There's some people
So,
who like it, but for me, I
a
just
lot of
want
people trade before 9:30. A lot of people are in their trades before 9:30, and 9:30 gives them the push. But I
right.
just, I don't know. I ain't there yet.
Yeah, this was a nice one. I think for me it's mostly because I limit myself to 2 trades a day at most. So I really don't want to blow any. So this was a nice test and rejection entry right here. So this zone, this was a double. So again, I'm not gonna be marking up these zones. I'm just gonna be visually looking at them. But this was like test, rejection, and then you enter either there or you wait for the retest there. And this one went straight to TP. There was a big spike. I think there was a news spike at 8:30. But that was a nice one. Let's see. I might if this closes, let's see. This is, but I would rather
How's the
take the
US 30 all-time highs right now, right?
Yeah, US
Oh,
30 did an
yeah.
all-time high. The issue with it, I do see them going for 39,000. 39,000 before any major retracement. I'm hoping it doesn't get there because I might get stopped out of my small lot trades. They might go to 39, and if they go to 39,000, they'll go to 39,300. So they can go, they wouldn't stop there because they know a lot of people are trying to sell there. So this can be, I hope it doesn't get that far, but this is very possible before now the meltdown.
It's a lot of liquidity under there, but I didn't think it would fuck with it till next week. Um,
Yeah.
it's
But
next week
I
CPI.
did expect this push up like today because it's Friday. Friday is crazy. Friday is normally crazy. But I'm actually happy to see this meltdown. Because I was like luckily, since I have a sell at the top, now my drawdown is 3 grand. So that's fine. So actually, I don't like even yesterday, like during the live session yesterday, that was crazy. I took a buy and then this shit came all the way back up. I think I forget what it was. Yeah, I took this buy. It was during New York Open. Um, but then got stopped out, and then this thing came back up. But I did know that eventually they would bring it up, especially knowing that whatever shit they like to pull on Thursday and Friday. Okay, this gold one might be a nice one. But we have to wait for. Oh shit, this is a 30-minute. This is a 30-minute entry, so. This would be, so there's two SAR zones here. So there's this one and this one, but of course you want to pick the most optimal zone, which is if you're buying, you want to do the bottom one. So this is a nice buy for gold at 2023 to 40, but we would have to get like a test and rejection entry there. See, yeah, that's a nice area. So go ahead and mark this up. Da, 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 da. Test and rejection buy. So possible test and rejection, you'd have to wait for 37 minutes for that shit to go through. But Monday we'll probably get some nice, as much as we don't have live sessions on Monday. Monday, I normally find some nice entries. Let's see. Okay, here on the 15-minute time frame, two, this is a double SAR zone. 2023 one, so it's like a 10 pip difference. So that's a nice zone. That's a nice zone as well. So we've had a rejection from it. So this might be another good. In any case, I don't think I'll want to catch anything US 30 related today. So if I do trade later on, it will probably just be this gold trades if they do validate. So this would be possible test and rejection entry as well for this zone. Um, Test and rejection, possible test and rejection buy. So, I mean, I can mark the zone up when I'm trading on the live session, but I wouldn't be marking like multiple zones before the live sessions. I'll change this to green. So here, what you'd expect is something like this. And I like when two time frames ideally show the same thing. So we are seeing test and rejection entry on the 15-minute time frame and on the 30-minute time frame. But the only issue is that, or the only thing, just patience, you have to wait for, so this is the first candle, so this is the test candle. So you have to wait for the rejection candle, which is another 15-minute candle, to close above that zone. And then at that point, that's when you would want to enter it. So same thing for the 30-minute time frame. Yeah, my US 30 charts, I have like 20 or 15 cells lined up. Let's see. Here, this might be, if they're gonna save it today, this will be the area to save it, 38,562. If it breaks this, and if this does happen, because normally on Fridays at 1 or 2 p.m., you normally have a big move on Fridays. So if US 30 isn't saved on this 30-minute time frame by 38,500 area, then because there's a bunch of liquidity, I'm pretty sure, on the way back down. So if they don't save it there, then that's pretty much, I would expect it to keep pumping down. But anyway, let me know if you guys have any questions. I don't see anything else to wait for. I'll wait for this 15-minute gold trade, because this 30-minute gold trade, I'll have to wait for another 30 minutes, which would be at 10:30. So I don't think I just want to be on the live session just chilling, unless anybody wants to go over any strategy. But let's see this other strategies. This is the crosses indicator. See, US 30. Damn, Bitcoin is at 47. That's dope. It's US 30. Death cross coming in. It's nothing major there. Um, for gold. It's interesting. The dollar isn't really moving as much, but you have this big moves on gold and US 30. Let's see. Percent. This is the breakout scanner. US 30. All right, that's what I was looking for. Mm. Um, breakout scanner. No, that's fine. Reversal. Okay. I haven't looked at the SAR scanner this whole year. Let me do a quick overview of it as we wait for this one. So US 30 has been buying for 3 days, Bitcoin buying for 3 days. So looking for something that has a, excuse me, has a zero. So New Zealand CAD looks like it closed above an SAR zone on the daily time frame, I think. Yeah, because this is a daily time frame. So this might be, let's see. Mm, New Zealand CAD. It's consolidating, so I really wouldn't do anything much with this one. New Zealand JPY has been buying for 1 day. Uh, yeah. So that one's already gone. So
I'm
this
just
is
waiting for gold, right?
yeah, I'm waiting for gold here on the 15-minute because we have this 15-minute candle. So we need another 15-minute candle. So this is the test candle because it tested this double SAR zone or demand zone. So waiting for another 15-minute. The 30-minute ones, yes, same thing with the 30-minute, but I think I'll just stay on for the 15-minute entry. US 30 coming back from the ground might give a break and continuation entry. Now, if this buy closes, this would be a valid momentum buy, but we'll see how that goes. Now, that one's already gone. Looking for something with a zero. Ethereum looks like it's buying. If it closes, this would be a nice buy on Ethereum. And also we do have an uptrend here. Let's see. Yeah, this might be I haven't traded. I don't think I've even ever traded Ethereum as opposed to just buying Ethereum itself. Let's see. GBP AUD. Nah. Nope. I don't see anything else. Okay, so here comes the rejection candle. So for this candle, we don't want this candle closing below this zone, either inside the zone or below it, because if that does happen, then that trade setup will be invalidated. Same thing that happened with US 30. And for this particular candle, we don't want it closing. So same thing, right? So the rejection candle does not have to retest this SAR zone. So for example, if this candle closes where it is, of course, we ask ourselves, relative to where this candle closes, how far is the candle from the SAR zone we are trading? So for me, if it's more than 10 pips, then I always wait for price to first come back down to this zone before I enter the trade. So the ideal situation is at the close of this candle, for me to enter, like on at the close of the candle, I would need the candle to close like exactly in and around where it is, right? Because it's literally above that zone. So that's the only time I would enter such a trade on impulse. But if this candle closes, for example, above here, I'm not going to enter the trade here because, right, you always want to see where you're entering relative to the SAR zone that you want to enter. So always ask yourself which one is the most optimal area of entry. Also remember it's Friday, so definitely I recommend using half risk or a third of the risk you'd normally use. But if you don't want to do that, then that's on you. But even for me, I'm using half the risk that I normally use per trade. The other thing, you can also wait till like after mid like 11:30-ish, because the last 2 days, even yesterday when I took this L here, I took this loss here. And even Tuesday, there were other trade setups like around 11:30-ish or 11-ish. So you don't have to, if this trade doesn't make sense to you, you don't have to take it. And see. Markups, zones. Nice, 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 nice. Zones, markups. All right, let's see what zones we have here for gold. So here we do, so this is what I want to see, right? So you can see we have a huge demand area here for gold, this green zone right here. But on the other hand, we do have huge supply zones up here, which are the red zones. Now, afterwards, if I turn on the markups indicators, I want to see bullish order blocks here. So if I turn off the zone, so we already know that we have buyers that are seated here. But if I turn on the markups indicator, you see we do have a 4-hour bullish high, right? We have a 4-hour bullish low order block here. Now, what this shows you, so this is very nice. This gives a lot of confluence for this buy. Now, the only issue here is that this 4-hour bullish order block transcends from here, 2024.5 to 2015, 2016. So they can easily manipulate gold all the way here, pick up liquidity from the 4-hour bullish low and bring it back here. Now you can see here, of course, our stop loss would get hit if that would be the case. So this is the moment you just decide, right? Would you take it here, or do you have a probability that shows you that they might bring gold to 2016? The other option is to use a smaller lot size and expand your stop loss, right? Or you can use the same risk and expand your stop loss and TP. The only difference is that you'd have a bigger stop loss and bigger TP. Personally, I'm just going to enter with what I normally do because if I start questioning myself that way, then I start losing faith in my trades. So for me, I don't care about losing a trade. The only thing that matters to me is I did not FOMO into the trade. The trade made sense beforehand. That's all that matters to me. But just know that we do have a nice confluence for, and you can see, right? All these candles are closing above this 4-hour bullish high here. So even for this particular trade, I'm not sure, because if it closes here, I'm not going to take it on impulse. Like I really want to take gold when it's on this zone. So if it closes above here, I really want it to come back down in the next 7 minutes, because if it closes above here, I really don't think they're gonna come back and test this demand or this SAR region. I think they're just probably going to spike it up from here. But anyway, let's see what the price action gives, and we'll go from there. Let's see. Mm. 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 Okay. US 30 looks like. So this, if this closes with this buy signal, this is a valid buy momentum, but you would want price to come, wait, I'll mark it up after it closes because it probably won't close as a buy momentum. Mm, 15-minute bullish order block. No. Yeah, so I don't I don't think this will come back down, especially with that 4-hour bullish order block. So remember, 4-hour, the higher the order block, the higher the probability. So 4-hour order block is stronger or has more probability than a hourly order block. Hourly order block has more probabilities to hit than a 30-minute OB. So here, I'm not sure gold is gonna come back down here. Um, and I know there are people who trade on impulse. Personally, I don't take trades on impulse. But
Oh
there are
my
people,
God, I'm the most impulsive trader in the world, man. I'm working on it.
right? Because
I
sometimes I
didn't
see
take
trade,
that though. I didn't take that. That was definitely tempted, but I didn't.
right? It is tempting. Like as soon as you see all these rejections here, because
Just
here
for the
you
from right from the order block. That's the only reason I was tempted. But I would have to use 100 pip stop loss if I want to be safe. But
right to be safe, yeah. Because the worst, I mean, some of this do work, but the worst feeling is when you see, when price gets here and then it flashes down, and then you're like, if only I waited for that, or I waited for the conference. So sometimes this one's,
exactly.
yeah, sometimes this will work, but sometimes you'll be here, you enter here on impulse, and then gold
The
just does a
worst
whatever
feeling is
increment.
watching a better entry being presented right in front of you.
Right? Like right after. So that's why for me, with my 2 trades a day, man, if I don't get a trade, then it is what it is. I just wait. Um, but I mean, it's not over yet because even though it does close here, they can still retest here. So they can still come back down and pick up that liquidity. But it's just a matter of that patience.
Patience is a very underrated talent in trading.
Yeah. Yeah, like for me this year, man, I'm trying not to foam. Well, even last year I wasn't FOMOing, but because this year, I really, right, I'm journaling all these trades that I'm taking. So even here, I need to set up my journal. But if you guys haven't already, there's this is the journal that I'm using, and I know we talked about it last year in the Discord. Edgewonk, I think it's $200 a year. So, and the beauty with this, right? You record your trades every day. And it's just mostly, I mean, you don't have to share that with anybody. But one thing I realized is, right, if you record what you did that day. So for example, you record, I think like this trade, the loss we took, or the loss we took yesterday, this loss we took yesterday on the live session, let me observe gold, 2 more minutes. The loss we took yesterday on the live session, and I still remember it. So the trade was valid, so I did not FOMO or anything, but we had this double SAR zone right here, right? So here, and then we had a break and continuation entry right there. So we had a break and continuation buy. So everything, right? The whole trade was valid. The whole setup was valid because you had this candle that broke. Then you had the continuation candle. Now, of course, the entry came before New York session. So I don't trade before New York session, right? But so there was a break and continuation, test and rejection. Yeah, so actually not the break and continuation, because the break and continuation would have achieved a 1:1 risk to reward beforehand. So actually it wasn't break and continuation, it was test and rejection. So the continuation candle in the break and continuation setup became the test candle. So this candle right here. So test candle and rejection. So the entry would have been right here. And of course, it would have been before New York Open, and I don't trade before New York Open. But normally what I talk to you guys about is if you find such a trade, which is the same thing that's happening with gold right here, you ask yourself, relative to my entry, where is the SAR zone I'm trading? So the SAR zone for me was here. But then you do your markup in order to know where somebody would be setting a 1:1 risk to reward, right? Somebody who entered this trade, at what point would they have achieved a 1:1 risk to reward? So here, I saw this, and then I saw, okay, anybody who had entered this test and rejection entry trade here based off of 1, 2 candles here would not have achieved a 1:1 risk to reward. So here I waited for US 30 to come here. Now at 9:30, and this was the 9:30 candle or the 9:45 candle, US 30 retested that zone. So this is the point that I entered this trade. Now, eventually, right, I got stopped out of this trade. Lost I think it was what, 2 grand on a 200K account, because I was risking 1% per trade. Now, going forward, like in my journal, when I'm journaling this, I'm like, okay, even though a trade has validated before New York Open, and on the open, on the New York Open candle, in this case, it was a 15-minute candle because that's the lowest time frame that I base my entries off of. In future, I'm not going to enter on that 15-minute New York Open candle. So it's better to wait for a new setup in that instance. So if I had done that, look at what US 30 did here. US 30 came, look at what it gave here. It gave a nice break and continuation entry later on in the day based off of this SAR zone. It gave break and continuation, and it's the same thing that Livy we are talking about, right? Sometimes the worst thing is to hop in and then later on you see a trade, but you don't have any leverage to take it. So this was a break and continuation entry. So break candle and then the continuation candle. So at this point here, yes, you could have waited for either you could have entered on impulse here or not on impulse on the closure of that candle, because the distance between your entry and SAR wasn't that big of a pip difference, or you could have waited for rejection off of your zone, and this could have been a nice gain here. So yesterday I could have made 4 grand instead of losing 4 grand, but instead, right, I took this trade on impulse during New York Open, and then I ended up losing. So that's the difference. So here in my journal, like yesterday, I'll just journal. Going forward, I'm not taking any trade, even though the trade validated before New York Open. The first 15 minutes of New York Open, and I know we used to do that last year, but the first 15 minutes of New York Open, even though a trade is validating, I'm not taking that. So just wait for another trade. So here there was a lot of trades. There was this one. There was this other trade that came up here. This is a momentum buy on US 30. So some of these things, like you backtest them and then you see, okay, yeah, there's really no rush of waiting. Okay, so gold validated the test and rejection entry here. So what we need is for gold to come back down to our zone. So this is your test candle and this is your rejection candle. So yes, the trade validated up here, but you ask yourself relative to where the entry is. So if I were to enter the trade here and my stop loss on gold is 30 pips, my stop loss is literally where the SAR zone I'm trading. So it's literally 100% of my SAR zone. And you can see here that, and actually give me, no. Let me see. I thought, never mind. Okay. Yeah. So here, you'd have been in drawdown. So yes, the trade is valid, but you'd have been in drawdown and you have a high probability of getting faked out. So if I were to take this trade and get faked out, I would feel bad knowing that there's something better that I could have done to avoid the fake out. Because here I'm expecting gold to come back down to this zone where I would enter. Now, if I enter this trade and I get stopped out, I'm not going to feel bad because I'm going to be like, I followed all my rules as much as I could. So for me personally, this is what I'm looking to take. But if you have enough leverage, or if you feel that this is a nice trade setup for you, feel free to enter it where it is right now. But personally, I'm looking to enter this trade. So as soon as it touches here, because it has already validated, and I'm looking for the most optimal point. Again, you have the 30-minute trade that's currently loading. So 30-minute might even be better, right? Because this 30-minute candle, we are waiting for the same setup here. So here, the difference between these two, I removed the word possible on this setup, but this one is still a possible test and rejection. So this has not validated yet. So here you can wait for the 30-minute trade setup on gold that can give you maybe an even better entry. But here for me, if gold touches 2023, I'll be jumping in a gold buy. And I do see where we do have some demand at 2020. 2020, if you look to the left, you do see, so this is already a demand area. So this whole area is a demand zone. So which also makes sense why we do have a 4-hour order block there. Right. Just that patience, patience, patience. Uh, See EU. Yes. I feel like some of these forex pairs, they're nice to trade during heavy news because man, EU, as much as I have like a 30 pip TP, this should be taking like days, not days, hours to hit 2023.6, 2023. So just need it to come a bit further down. Also, don't let like a few points or pips keep you away from a trade, because the difference between this low, the low of this candle, 2023.6, 2023.1, that's still a little bit too big for gold, but I just need some. Let's see. You know what I'll do? I'll probably set a stop, a pending order here, 2023.15. What do you set pending order on this trade manager? Wait. My dumbass. My dumbass clicked and I'm in the trade twice. Wait, I was trying to do a pending order. Shit, I'm even in a cell. Wait. Wait. Fudge. Okay. I mean, I made 300, but I meant to, I accidentally clicked sell. I'm trying to do a pending buy order on this thing, but it's already coming back down. So just wait. Uh, hmm, hmm, wait. All right. I'm still not in. Just want to see this. There. Okay. I'm in the buy for gold. Because I wanted my stop loss to be below this wick right here. So my stop loss is, so I wanted it to be further down, but I'm in that trade with 0.5% risk. For you guys, 0.375 is what I am counting because I don't want you guys to risk as much as I'm risking. So if you're in this trade, use 0.375 risk, 0.375% risk. And then we'll just see how that goes. So if you're in this trade where it is, your stop loss is ideally the low of this here to the left, which is good, not good enough, because it's lining up with the previous daily low, and this one can easily get manipulated, because it's not so far away from the PD low. But here we just need this demand zone or this double SAR zone to hold. All right, so we already know we are in a demand zone. We already know we have a 4-hour, or we are inside a 4-hour order block. So no need to keep looking at the trade. Just let whatever happens happen. And then the other thing is US 30. So US 30, we didn't get that 15-minute momentum buy that was loading here because the candle closed as a bearish candle. So nothing really, nothing for US 30, 15-minute, 30-minute. So US 30, I'm looking at 38,560. That's the next zone because here there's really nothing keeping US 30 from falling, or I'm sorry, keeping US 30 from falling down. So we're in that, or personally, I'm in that gold buy. The other one is, we don't have anything on EU, nothing else here. So the other one for gold, if gold does break that zone we talked about here, 2020, gold will probably have a free fall, maybe back to 2000 area. So this area where we are in the, or I'm in the gold buy, this is the last possible support for gold at this point. Afterwards, maybe 2018 here where we have this SAR and back down to the 2000s or low 2000s. Nothing here for EU. Right. We'll just observe this. So for this one, so that's again, right, on the live session. That's the importance of waiting or always asking yourself where relative to where you're entering, where is the SAR region you're taking. So for example, here, as much as yes, the trade validated up here, you would have gotten stopped out of that trade. So you'd have already lost that trade if you entered at the close of that candle there. And you can see price came back down to where we would have expected it to come. And looks like this 30-minute trade will validate possibly in the next minute. So this entry as well will probably validate for the 30-minute trade. So if you're waiting for the 30-minute trade, that will probably be one to look at as well. Looks like, who's this? What's his name? LS Effects. Who's in a cell? Mhm. No, so if this buy signal closes on US 30, that will be a valid momentum buy, but you need like another 15 minutes for this thing to finish. And I don't and we don't even have news today to provide volatility in the market. So the last piece of news I think was Canadian news at 8:30. So yeah, I don't see anything else. Okay, so there goes your 30-minute entry. I'm just gonna stick to one gold entry. So this at this point I remove the word possible and I just remain with test and rejection. And here on the 30-minute, you can see what's forming on the 30-minute, right? So this 30-minute, we have a possible momentum buy because this is the momentum indicator on the 30-minute. So we have a possible momentum buy on the 30-minute. So that's a good sign, right? So here we have order blocks, confluence, we have zone confluence, we have momentum confluence. So you can see here we do have buyers that are stepping in. That's shown by the shown by the momentum indicator. So as usual, if this trade goes to 1:1 risk to reward, go ahead and set break even. So 1:1 would be 30 pips. That's right here. So fingers crossed we get there. But that's what we have right now for gold. Microphone. So if this trade gets to a 1:1 risk to reward, I'll just send the live session from there because if it does get there, then you should just move your stop loss to break even. Knock on wood, if it does get stopped out, we'll just send the live session as well there. So I'll just hang around for a little while longer. Oh, wait. So, oh, maybe he's on the maybe this dude is on the YouTube live because I really oh got it. Um, meet to January. January. Yeah, yeah, Alyssa, I don't know what your name is. I don't think I know what your name is, but yeah, but he's very good at gold. He's been killing it at gold this whole year. And I'm curious to see, I would want him to join in some of the Zoom sessions and just go over some of the things he looks at. All right. So this gold trade, I'm in and out of profit. I'm up 300 now, but it's in and out at break even. So Mm.
I missed it. What did you say about US 30? Why you didn't enter that?
US 30, US 30. Oh no, for US 30, if this momentum buy closes, this will be a valid momentum buy for US 30.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, yeah. We need, as much as I'm in sales for US 30, I really don't want the buys to take over. But yeah, if if in the next 9 minutes this happens, this would be a nice momentum entry because of this. So the requirements for the momentum strategy. Momentum buy. So valid momentum buy, signal candle. Yeah, but of course it hasn't validated yet, but this would be a valid momentum buy for US 30 if it does close. Wait, who joined with the person whose name starts with a B? I don't know if it's LSFX or it's Bryce. I don't know, not sure. Man, we need a closure. So what we need here for gold is so this area, right? This 2025 is where we have the 4-hour bullish order block. Markups. Yes, 2024.6. So let me just put a line here. So if we have a candle that closes above here, I do expect a spike up in liquidity, hopefully to instant profit, because if they come back up here, it will tap in to that 4-hour bullish high and then spike up. So we'll probably have a spike up like this one right here to the left. So that's what's gonna happen, or that's what I would expect to happen, given picking up that liquidity and given that we have this momentum, we have one momentum buy here, as much as it's not valid momentum buy based off of the strategies we take, but we have another possible momentum buy here. Now, the other thing that might be holding it down, so remember we do have the 4-hour bullish low that's at 2016, which is right here. So think of, right, liquidity moves from one area to another. So they can be bringing price back down here before I move back up. But since we're in this buy, we have enough probabilities to show that price will probably reject to the upside from where we are. See, turn off the markups. Man, I'm starving. I need this thing to be over so I can go eat. Gold US 30. So US 30. I don't think I'll take US. To be honest, I won't take US. If the US 30 momentum buy validates, um, I do see them coming back up here. Given that it's Friday, I do see them bringing price back up here, but I really, let's see. I risked 0.5% for this trade. Yeah, no, I don't think I'll take US 30. Gold will probably just be my trade for the day. All right, so I'm 600 up in profit. Just need to get to that 1:1 risk to reward. There we go. So look at what happens. So watch what happens when we get to 2024.6. When we get to that 4-hour bullish OB, bullish high. So you can see we're rejecting off of it. But ideally, in the next 5 minutes, if this 15-minute candle closes above here, we'll probably get, and you can see that spike that's happening, right? That movement. So we just need them to tap those orders and we'll probably see a huge spike up. There we go. There we go. So 1,000 in profit. Wait, what? How much? Oh, you know what? I'm dumb. I still risked 1% for this trade. So if I do hit TP, I'll be up 4 grand for the day. I forgot to change my risk. It is what it is. So I mean, I'll still be in C. So we need that closure. We need this 15-minute candle to close above where it is. Because that's where we have that 4-hour bullish high. Now on the flip side, if I lose this trade, I lose 2 grand. So that's just one issue. And though I forgot to change my risk. But I hope you guys risked half, right? 0.375 for the trade. Because if you risk 0.375 and you have a 200K, if this trade hits, you'll be up 1,500 for the day. So which is right, it's better than nothing. 1040. Yeah, so that's selling pressure. So we need closure. That 4-hour bullish high is very critical for this particular trade. Mhm. That's 30 US 30. So this one you'd want to enter at the low of that candle. So for this one, to be honest with you guys, I'm not if we go down to the 5-minute time frame, we have a downtrend that's holding here. We have some downtrend that's holding here. We have some downtrend here that's holding. And looking at the previous price action, it is possible that gold might flash up. So I would say if you do get some good profit, if you address 0.375, maybe at the height of this candle, maybe you're up $500 for the day. I would just say take the 500, take the 200 and be done for the day. Based off of the downtrend, that downtrend on the 5 minutes. Because for me, right, mostly I'm concerned about you guys for the most part. Because if you take a loss with me on the live session and afterwards I trade when I'm not on the live session and I make my money back, right, you'll still be in a loss on your end. So if you do understand all these strategies and you're careful or you're cautious and you can see what's happening in the market and you're able to trade afterwards, that's fine. But if you're already up, if you get your 500, your 400, and it's a Friday, I would just say take that. Even for me, I think if we do get back to the high of this candle when I was up like 1,000, I'll just call it a day. Especially given that I forgot to change my risk. So if we do get back here at that 4-hour bullish high, personally, I'll just exit the day with that $1,000 and then just wait for Monday. And mostly it's because of that 5 minute. If it was any other day other than Friday, I would have held to TP or to break even or to stop loss. But given that it's Friday and I do see that downtrend and selling pressure, I'll probably just take my money at that area. But I'm still in the trade. So at this point, I'm just at break even. So I'm still in the trade. Mm. All right. So yeah. So the momentum buy, so you can see the momentum buy disappeared because the candle closed as a bearish candle. So the previous momentum buy disappeared. So this momentum buy, again, you'd have to wait for another 15 minutes. Would it be a valid one? So let's see. The previous any of the previous 1 to 5 candles had rejected off of an SAR. So yeah, but one thing about this, if you're taking a buy for this requirement of candle rejection right here, for the requirement of a candle rejection, if you're taking a buy, it's better that the SARs, this one, right? What is it? The second, actually, let me do this. Let me use this. Let me bring this up. No. Bring this one up. That's fine. The previous 1 to 5 candles should have rejected off of an SAR level. So if you're taking a buy, it's better to have the SAR rejection below you. So here, as much as either of these candles might close with a buy momentum signal, and yes, the previous 1 to 5 candles, these two candles rejected off of this SAR, it would have been better for that rejection to happen below the momentum candle. So in this instance, the rejection is happening above. So that's another reason why I'm not looking, or I wouldn't be looking to take that specific momentum. So the ones you want to take, for example, this one right here. So with this momentum buy, the previous 1 to 5 candles had rejected off of an SAR, and the SAR they rejected against is below that momentum buy, right? So the buy is here, the SARs that were rejected are below the momentum buy. So same thing for a sell. If you're looking to take a sell momentum, you would want the SARs that are being rejected to be above the sell momentum candle. So that's another reason why I wouldn't be looking to take that US30 if it does show up. But US30 looks like it will melt to the downside. Gold is still in and out of break even, but gold might also do a quick flash or melt to the downside. EU. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This here is a valid sell on EU. This is a valid momentum sell on the 15-minute. This is a valid momentum sell on EU that would be running. So you'd have waited for price to come back to that area, EU here. So this is you'd have wanted this and then this. So this is a valid EU trade that's running. If anybody has any confluences for an EU sell, EU looks like it might continue selling based off of that. But I'm not in that one trade. I'm just gonna be in this gold trade here. Mm. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. But I'll be signing off. Excuse me. I'll be signing off at 11. And then I'll just let the trade do its thing. So this, yeah, based off of where price is at right now, even though it does come back up here and gives me that 1,000, honestly, I'm not gonna take it. Because I still do see this rejection. So for this trade, I will leave it and either be stop loss, break even, or TP, and then I'll send the update in the group. Whatever happens, I'll record that in the spreadsheet for the returns. So even though we've started off with a loss for this week, if you look at last year, and I know, right, things change. You don't have to, we probably won't have the same returns as last year. For last year, um, November was our only losing month. Every other month, or every month, we had wins. So, for example, in October, the first three trades of the month, or the first two are break even. The other three were straight up losses, and we ended up making 4.5% for that month. So starting off with losing months is not a big issue. You just have to keep going over your strategies and making sure that you're entering trades based off of your own strategies. And then you can always make it back. And the best thing about, like, for us is the 1:2 risk to reward. So if we lose, so for example, here, these two losses that are right here for 2024, if we win one trade with 0.75% risk, we are back to break even for the month. So two losing trades can be made up by just one winning trade. And normally we do have quite a bunch of winning trades. So that's why I wouldn't be too worried. Even though this trade ends up in a loss, it's still fine. The 1:2 risk to reward should be in our favor based off of the win rate that we have. But unless anybody else has any questions, feel free to ask. Other than that, I will see you guys on Tuesday, because on Monday we don't have a live session, or we normally don't have live sessions on Monday. But if I do see any trades on Monday, I will send those out in the Discord as well. Oh, the other one. What's the other one? I'm still doing the free passing for accounts here for NSF. So I'm not charging, and I think for the next maybe 3 or so months, I'm not gonna be charging. Because again, I told you guys, like, when I started this community, I'm not one of those influencer traders. I'm not looking to make money off of, I make enough money trading and by doing other things. So I'm not looking to make whatever. So I'll probably even suspend the fees and just be passing the challenges for free. So for maybe the next 3 or so months. So actually, there's somebody's account, Lorenzo's account. Oh shit. Okay, this is good. Lorenzo's account is actually running right now. Think I'm done passing his phase. I'm halfway done passing his phase 1 account, it looks like. Give me 1 second. What time is it? It's fine. I'll end it after. All right. Does anybody have any questions or comments? All right. And if anybody has any strategies they would like to share, just let me know. I can let you run the live session like for a day or two. I want to get to a point where I'm not the only one running the live sessions. So if you guys have any new things that you've seen trading wise, and you want to share that knowledge, just let me know, and I can just give you the Zoom to run for like a day, even a week. And we can go from there. But other than that, I will catch you guys on Tuesday. if you guys have any questions, feel free to ping me in the Discord. Beware of scammers. If anybody DMs you, this is my official Discord DM, because we've had instances in the past where we have scammers that pretend to be me. So they'll create a Discord account that has the same logo, that has the same name. They won't include the I never DM first. So for me, I'll never DM you. I'll never tell you or offer to pass your account. I'll never offer any investment things. So everything I do is always live, is always in the Discord, is always in public. So I don't have a secret group, a secret thing. And I never ask anybody for money. So if anybody DMs you pretending to be me and asks you for money, I mean, I don't have any need for that. But I will catch you guys next week. Have a good weekend and happy trading. If you're still in this trade, I'm still in it. I'm either gonna let it hit TP stop loss or break even. So we'll just let the trade run, and I will send the result in the Discord later on in the day. All right, guys, catch you next week.